a new world of gods and monsters.
He's alive!
Here's Johnny.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, I'm telling you, brother, it's a frightful sight. See what goes on Halloween night.
We're back. It is Why We Love Horror Trivia Live. Actually, you know what we got to do, Aaron? You know what I forgot to do? I didn't change the branding. We have a horror trivia branding.
Yeah.
Word trivia pops right in there.
Thank you.
With me as never is my other co-host, Aaron J. Aaron, how you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm good. I'm wearing the same shirt from earlier. If you check out the Haunting in Venice review, I just, love this shirt. And I love these two competitors. I don't like to play favorites, so I won't point out who my favorite competitor is in the match. But they're definitely both very intelligent, very smart, great players. We know Jeremy very well from all of the trivia leagues, so why wouldn't he also be good in horror trivia? And then, Steve Mesa's here too.
He's also a former champion here. So I think, and this match has implications. I believe these guys both have great records. Steve obviously missed out in the championship match, but he's still near the top of the rankings. Jeremy's, I don't think, in this new incarnation of the league hasn't lost yet. I believe he also won his last match in the old league. So I do believe the person who wins this match will go on to face somebody in the number one contenders match. So there are implications, but with that happening, let's bring in Jeremy first. I think Jeremy is slightly lower ranked. Jeremy,
hello,
how you doing?
I'm feeling a little horrified. I feel like I'm in a position to get killed tonight, but you never know how it goes. I'm always excited to play. I do love horror movies, and I just love your guys' league. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, Mr. Mesa's got me feeling like this could be a murder tonight.
You picked the tight puncher movies. You picked the body snatcher movies. I believe this is probably the last time we're going to have incantations for people to pick a 3-movie set. But obviously, I know you like these movies a lot. How are you feeling about your knowledge of the body snatcher movies?
I feel really good about my knowledge on one of them. We'll see how it goes.
I think I know which one that is, and you'll be pleasantly surprised by the questions we're going to ask you. But with that being said, let's bring in your opponent. Needs no introduction, Mr. Mesa Media himself, Steve Mesa. Steve, you're the last time we saw you, nail biter, just missing out. Yeah, everybody had you coming in as a heavy favorite for the title, and you fell just short of it. Is this your bounce back match? How you feel?
I'm doing all right. Listen, Jeremy's giving me a little bit more credit. I believe the last time I faced him, he did defeat me. He was like one of the first people to defeat me in the previous league. So like there's a chance this could go either way, but I'm not gonna let Jeremy bury himself. He's a very good competitor when it comes to it. So he knows his stuff. It's just I'm a little bit nervous because I people see me as the favorite, but I can also be an underdog when it comes to it. So I had a couple of slips up. Sometimes those can be taken advantage of, and whenever I do horror trivia, I just look forward to try to figure out what kind of questions Calamity John will come up with. So but that's the most important thing, and I'm looking for some good competition here. So may the best man win.
And you chose the Fear Street trilogy as your strength. Obviously, movies that we all love. How you feeling about that?
I feel pretty good. I watched those films recently. I also rewatched them via the Kill Count on Dead Meat by James and Denise.
A full round preparation, but let's get into the match. I'll explain how it goes if you're watching us for the first time. Round 1 is our semi-speed round. There's 8 questions. Steve picks 4 subgenres, subcategories. Jeremy picks 4 subcategories in the entirety of the realm of horror. We're going to ask 8 questions. I'll ask a question. 10 seconds will pass. Aaron will ask a question. We'll go back and forth till we've asked all 8 questions. At the end of the round, you guys will turn your boards around with your 8 answers on it. If you get all 8 questions right, there's a 9th bonus question. You also get 3 repeats in a challenge in round 1 as time winds down to the end. If you want to use a repeat to get 20 extra seconds to write some more answers or hear a question again, we'll let you do that. You can burn a repeat and get 20 seconds to do that. Any questions before we get started?
Nope.
Okay. Well, your first question is to come in the category of movie release dates. What year saw the release of Critters and Night of the Creeps?
Good start. I haven't seen either one of these movies.
I've seen both of them multiple times.
I
Critters
can
on TV a lot.
see why I got destroyed last match. All right, question number 2, category Universal Monsters. What is the second Universal Monster movie to feature a Dracula-centric story?
Dracula-centric. Your third question is going to come in the category of Tim Burton. Who voices Elsa Van Helsing in Frankenweenie?
I have seen one out of the 4 movies mentioned so far. I won't say which one in case it's an answer. Question number 4 in the category of the 1970s. What is the profession of David, the main protagonist in 1973's The Crazies? I've seen 2 movies now.
I figured you'd seen that one.
Yes.
Because it was in the 70s.
You know.
In franchises, what country are Irene and Father Burke sent to on their Vatican investigation in The Nun?
I have unfortunately seen 3 movies. This one, thanks to you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It made me question why I love horror. But that's all right, because the next category is for question number 6, Stephen King. How many movies are in the Children of the Corn franchise? 0 of these I've seen.
You've seen none of them?
Not even I just saw that I love the decade for the original talked about.
Family horror. Which rule of the 3 is the first that is verbally given to Billy's father in Gremlins?
I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen Gremlins?
No.
I guess. I mean, you're young enough that it wasn't playing on TV all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I think I did see it one night on TV and it freaked me out, actually. All right. Final question. Question number 8 in the category of Alfred Hitchcock. Who plays Mitch's younger sister, Kathy, in The Birds? I have seen this one.
Yep.
Overhated, in my opinion.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, people kind of, it's like the one of the.
Chances repeat expires in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get to the answers. Steve, let's see your answers first.
All right, so I've got 1987, Bride of Dracula, Dakota Fanning, Sheriff, Romania, 7 movies, Don't Get Water on Them, and Veronica Cartwright.
And Jeremy.
I have 1986, Dracula's Daughter, Winona Ryder, Sheriff, Romania, 9, No Bright Light, and Veronica Cartwright.
All right, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong. I have Jeremy in the lead 6-2 after round 1. And to give the answers, Night of the Creeps and the Critters came out in 1986. Dracula's Daughter was the second Universal Monster movie with Dracula and his family in it. Winona Ryder voices Elsa Van Helsing. David is a firefighter in The Crazy. The Nun does take place in Romania. Believe it or not, there are 11 Children of the Corn movies.
I almost put 11.
The first thing Billy's father is told is don't expose it to bright light and sunlight will kill it. So Jeremy got that one. And Veronica Cartwright does play Kathy in The Birds. So Jeremy, since you're in the lead, how round 2 works, it is the strength round. You're going to get 4 multiple choice questions apiece. We're 2 points apiece. You can check down to multiple choice for 1 point apiece. Steve will get questions in the Fear Street trilogy. Jeremy will get questions in the Body Snatchers movies. Jeremy, do you want your questions in Body Snatchers first, or would you like Steve to go first in Fear Street?
I'll go first. Let's get this over with.
Hey, Aaron, since one of these movies is in the 70s, you can ask.
I was going to say, yeah. And, Jeremy using my strategy of no confidence, except unlike me, he's actually like overperforming. When I have no confidence, I prove it correctly.
So that could all change in a second.
Keep the self-loathing going. Why would you stop it now? All right, Jeremy, you ready for your first question? You're going to fail in the Body Snatchers?
Yeah.
All right. Question 1. In the 1978 version, what is the first name of the husband of the historical woman talking to Kibner when we first see him at the book signing?
Hysterical woman.
What did I say?
Historical.
Oh, I thought I said hysterical. I might have just slurred.
I'll get multiple choice on that.
All right. Your options. A, Fred. B, Ed. C, Ted. D, Ned.
I'm going to go A, Fred.
A, Fred is incorrect. Over to Mesa Media for the 1 point steal. Do we read the questions here?
No, just the options.
All right, just the options. A, Fred. B, Ed. C, Ted. D. Ned.
Is it B. Ed?
It is not B. Ed. It is C. Ted. All right. Keep it at 62 going into question number 2. In the 1956 version, Jack jokingly asks for what type of drink to use the alcohol to light Miles' barbecue.
Let's go multiple because I'm not 100% sure.
Your options are A, pina colada, B, a Mai Tai, C, a gimlet, D, a martini.
Yeah, D martini. Dang it.
D martini is correct with authority. All right. In the 1994 version, when Tim is preparing the chopper for takeoff, the leader of the group that interrupts him was what military rank?
Multiple choice.
All right, you're ready for 4 military ranks.
Yeah, I am.
A, lieutenant, B, captain, C, major, D, colonel.
C major.
C, major is incorrect. Over to Mesa for the 1-point steal opportunity. A, lieutenant, B, captain, C, major, D, colonel.
I'm going to say B. Captain.
Captain is also incorrect. It is lieutenant.
Yeah, that was my second thought. Darn it.
All right. Question, your final question in the category body snatchers. In the 1978 version, when Elizabeth brings the flower to the lab to be tested, Alan tells her those requests should be handled by what other agency?
I mean, the answer seems too obvious, so I'm going to go to multiple just in case. I'm totally wrong.
This is a good social work question here. A, Food and Drug Administration. B, Department of Agriculture. C, Department of the Interior. D, National Forest Service.
B.
B is correct for the one. Yeah. We got one.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. Those questions were insane. But
No.
you get what you pay for with 3 movies. You get what you pay for. So
I actually forgot there was a 4th movie. I could have added the invasion there, but keeping it 3.
I did study the invasion.
We're doing the new rules. We're going to keep the movie pools the same. So since there's only 3 Fear Street movies, I figured it was safe.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. That's fair. Yeah.
All right. With that being said, Steve, you ready for your questions in the Fear Street trilogy?
I think so. We'll see.
Okay. In Fear Street, Part 2, 1978, Ziggy can't hear Cindy yelling for help under the grate in the kitchen because what song is playing too loudly on the radio?
Carry On My Wayward Son.
That is correct. Your second question. What is the last thing added to Sarah's grave before she is buried in Fear Street, Part 3, 1666?
The last thing added to her grave. It was a stone carved, "The Witch Lives Forever."
That is incorrect. Chance for a 2-point steal. I'll read the question again. What's the last thing that's added to Sarah's grave before she's buried in Fear Street, Part 3, 1666?
I really don't know. I'll say a cross.
Also incorrect. It's a crown of flowers they place. Your third question. In the opening to Fear Street Part 1, 1994, Heather tells Ryan the reason why she's working extra hours is because her mother spends too much money on what?
Let's go multiple choice on this one.
There's A, cigarettes, B, vodka, C, lottery tickets, or D, red wine.
I'm going to go D, red wine.
That is incorrect. Chance for a 1-point steal, Jeremy. Is A, cigarettes, B, vodka, C, lottery tickets, or D, red wine.
A?
That is also incorrect. She tells Brian her mom spends too much money on lottery ticket.
All right.
And your final question, what is Nick's favorite Stephen King novel, as he states in Fear Street Part 2, 1978?
Multiple choice.
right. Is it A, Carrie, B, Salem's Lot, C, The Shining, or D, The Stand?
A, Carrie.
That is incorrect. Chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, Carrie, B, Salem's Lot, C, The Shining, or D, The Stand?
I'm bummed I don't know this. But I'll say Salem's Lot.
That is correct for 1 point steal.
You do too know it.
I have Stephen King radar.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to go to our third round, which is the movie synopsis round. Each of these gentlemen will spin the wheel 3 times to get their 2, their 3, and their 5-point categories. Categories in the wheel today, we got the 1980s, the 1990s, 2010s, 2020s as a combined category, horror comedies, and literary adaptations. Jeremy, you're still in the lead. Do you want Steve to do his spins first, or do you want your spins first?
I'll let Steve go first this time.
All right, Steve, here's your 2-point category. Horror comedies. Do you want to keep that?
Yeah, let's keep that.
All right, your 3-point category. So the 2010s, 2020s. Do you want to keep that?
Let me see. Yeah, let's keep that one.
All right, and your 5-point question will come in the category of 2010s, 2020s. Do you want to keep that or spin again?
Let's spin.
All right, the category you will keep for 5 points. The 1980s.
Okay.
Jeremy, your 2-pointer.
Okay.
Is a respin.
Mm-hmm.
And 1980s. Do you want to keep that?
I'll keep it.
All right, your 3-pointer is a respin. You're getting everything Steve's won. Looks like the 1990s. Do you want to keep that?
Yeah, I'll keep it.
And your 5-pointer that you still have a respin left. Horror comedies. Do you want to keep that or spin again?
Spin again.
All right. The 5-pointer that you must keep is the 1990s. All right. Let's get rid of that wheel. Steve is behind. I did read Steve his round 2 question. So, Aaron, if you want to read him his 2-pointer in horror comedies.
Yep. All right, Steve, you ready?
Yep.
All right, your 2-pointer in horror comedy. What's the score at, John?
It is 9-4. So if Steve hits his 2 and a 3, he'll kick it back over to Joey.
All right, your 2-pointer in horror comedies. An American grandson of an infamous scientist struggling to prove that his grandfather was not as insane as people believe is invited to Transylvania, where he discovers the process that reanimates a dead body.
Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein is correct for 2 points. Mel Brooks and my brethren. 2010s for the 3, right?
Yep.
All right. Quite a 3-pointer to send it back over to Jeremy. A young woman goes on a solo vacation to the English countryside following the death of her ex-husband.
Men.
Men is correct. A24 greatness, as all.
Ironic that you would deliver that synopsis.
What can I say? Watched that with Abby in a movie theater where she did not feel very good. So we have to rewatch that at some point.
You don't have to.
Oh, yes, we do. She has to see the tree scene.
All right.
See the tree scene.
All right. Jeremy, your 2-pointer in 1980s. You ready? All right. 2 points. After moving to a new town, 2 brothers discover that the area is a haven for vampires. Name that movie.
The Lost Boys.
That is correct. So you could ask Steve the 5-pointer in 1980.
All right. 5-pointer to send it back over to Jeremy. Put some pressure on him.
Let's see.
A group of scientists have developed a machine which allows whoever is within range to see past normal perceptible reality. But when the experiment succeeds, they are immediately attacked by terrible life forms.
Could I get the category again?
1980s.
1980s. And let me get a repeat, please.
Yep. All right,
First
for
repeat.
5 points. First repeat. A group of scientists have developed a machine which allows whoever is within range to see past normal perceptible reality. But when the experiment succeeds, they are immediately attacked by terrible life forms.
I'm going to say, before I say the answer, I think I know the answer, but if I get this wrong, it is what it is. It's a good game, Jeremy. So I'm going to say the answer is From Beyond.
From Beyond is correct for 5 points. I was going to drag it out.
Absolutely.
Jeremy already knew it, so
Yep.
Jeremy stepped on my hosting spotlight.
Thank you, In Search of Darkness. Thank you.
All right, Jeremy. So you hit the 3-pointer. You're going to tie it. Let's see if you can tie it. Your 3-pointer in the 1990s. After an accident with a genetic waste truck renders a serial killer left for dead, he returns as a murderous snowman to exact his revenge on the men who had sent him to be executed. Name that movie.
That Jack Frost?
That is Jack Frost. I feel like you haven't seen it, but that is Jack Frost.
You should see Jack Frost.
You should see Jack Frost. All right, here's the situation. If Jeremy hits his 5-pointer in 1990s, he wins. If he misses, we're going to go to sudden death, which is just me reading the rest of these questions you guys didn't spin. You ready, Jeremy? Your 5-pointer in 1990s. A man travels to Italy with his family to live in a property he has recently inherited, but he soon begins to suspect that they are not the only occupants. Name that movie. Five, 4, 3.
I'll get a repeat.
Here's your first repeat. A man travels to Italy with his family to live in a property he has recently inherited, but he soon begins to suspect that they are not the only occupants. Name that movie.
I'm not going to drag it out. I don't know. Mother of Tears.
That is incorrect. We're going to sudden death. That is the Jeffrey Combs classic Castle Freak, if you haven't seen it. That is Castle Freak.
Yeah.
All right, so here's how it goes. Basically, we're going to go through all the categories you guys didn't spin, starting with the 2-point questions. Get your whiteboards, because you're going to write your answers down on the whiteboards.
Okay.
I won't read the categories. I'll just read the synopses. You'll write the movie down, and we'll turn them around. Your first question. A murderous soul with a hook for a hand is accidentally summoned to reality by a skeptic grad student researching the monster's myth. Name that movie.
Let me get a repeat on that one.
Sure.
It's a second.
A murderous soul with a hook for a hand is accidentally summoned to reality by a skeptic grad student researching the monster's myth.
These are a lot harder without the category.
That's the point.
Like, they're way harder.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Steve, what you got?
I got it. Urban Legend.
And Jeremy.
Candyman?
And your winner, Jeremy Adams. That is Candyman. Yeah, it just didn't say 1990s, which will throw most people. So with that being said, we're going to drop Jeremy in the back really quick, talk to Steve. Steve, you took it all the way to sudden death, and it's just not saying 1990s for Candyman, which I can imagine, out of context,
Maybe, yeah.
Movie to pull out of the entire pantheon of horror. How you feeling?
Hey, it is what it is. I was able to nail all 3 quotes of mine. So, I mean, I think I bounced pretty good back, especially that abysmal first round. But it is what it is. But like I said, Jeremy was burying himself, which I couldn't allow him because, again, he beats me one more time and he forever becomes my white whale. But it is what it is. I had fun. 1990s would have helped. I blanked on hook for a hand in the grad student. Like, I felt like I had something, but just at the last minute, I should ask for that last repeat. But I enjoyed myself, and hopefully I'll bounce back again in another match. Not too soon, but
as the year comes to a close, we'll try to get everybody like one more match. I think what we might do is after we figure out who the next number 1 contender is, we'll have another title match. And we might have a small little tournament at the end of the year to just do one last thing. So we're definitely going to see you again.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, Steve. We'll see you soon.
And Bill needs to calm down with the found footage slander in the comments.
Oh, is he putting comments on here? What's going on?
He's complaining about having to answer found footage movies in his match where he lost to Abby. Abby undefeated, by the way.
Right.
I'm just yelling at the comments.
Sorry, we couldn't get Jack Frost and Castle Freak for Bill. He's complaining. I know you would have gotten Castle Freak.
Those definitely seem like Bill movies for sure.
Jeremy, so you are going to go into the number one contenders match. You're going to play Hunter soon. We'll get that scheduled pretty soon. How you feeling about that?
Wow, I played Hunter in the old version of this league, and he beat me. So I've been wanting that rematch. So that'll be really cool. But yeah, I'm just really shocked. I wasn't just like, pretending to have low confidence in this match. It's a very specific league, and I know you're right. You don't mess around with the questions, John. And I had like very little time to study, so I'm just like, I know how great Steve is, but sometimes you get lucky. The round one obviously helped me, and I was at least able to kind of get through round two without giving up too many steals. And but heck, Steve is a great player. The fact that he was able to come back like that, nail round three, and take it to sudden death, it was a really good match. It was such a better match than I expected, and certainly from my side. So I'm really happy, and it just I love horror movies, so it's gratifying.
And we're glad you love horror movies, because we love horror movies as well. You kept your cool throughout the entire thing, kept it cool through sudden death, pulled that answer with no context. So definitely a strong showing today, Jeremy. We're excited to have you back when we can schedule.
Thank you so much.
That'll be happening soon.
Great.
See you then. Aaron, close match. After round one, it was a huge deficit. And Steve did battle all the way back, hitting, running through round three, which not many people can do in this league. So that was a very strong showing. He's definitely been putting the work in, and he's still high up in the rankings. We're going to see him back pretty soon. Jeremy will see a little sooner. He'll be playing Hunter in the next few weeks, most likely. Put a bow on it for me, Aaron.
Yeah, well, I was one match away from finding a way to play Jeremy Adams in trivia somehow, which is the only realm where that would have happened. So that's hilarious to me. Just thinking about if I wouldn't have gotten absolutely smoked by Hunter and by my my strength category, as happens every other match with me. And now I'm one step closer to playing Steve Mesa in a trivia match, which is great because our records are getting closer and closer because he keeps losing. And so this is great. Everybody wants to see that match anyways. What other co-host would call out someone in their co-host wrap-up other than me? But
I don't know. I've been called out by contestants in this league, which I don't know if
I do not want to play you. I don't know.
That being said, if you enjoyed this, then come back every week. We're live every week that we can be. We've only missed 1 week. We've been live every week for months now. And if you enjoy horror trivia, tell your friends. Tell the weird guy at the video store if you still have a video store.
Tell Stream fans.
Yeah, tell every Stream. If you like Stream,
we already have told every.
We got Stream questions for you, by the way, and vote for me in the Face of Horror competition. The link's all over my Facebook page. Damn, I need some votes in that thing. I'm gonna win, and then I'm gonna shake Hunter's hand and say he did a bang up job in some Friday the 13th movie he wasn't in. I'm gonna say it to his face. All right, everybody. So until next time, this has been Why We Love Horror. See you then.
She wouldn't even harm a fly. Hurry back. Be sure to bring your death certificate.